Rabbi Baruch Gelman, who is originally from Mexico City but is currently in Beersheba, told a story in Spanish, which I wanted to relate in English. It relates to this last week's parsha, and it begins with the following. It says that a man was in a particular neighborhood and he was looking to buy a home. He had fallen in love with the area, but unfortunately, there were no homes that were on sale. And so he came out to a house that he liked and he approached the owner and he said, I love this neighborhood. I'd love to be part of this neighborhood. I'd like to offer you a very good offer for your home. And the individual said, thank you. I appreciate the offer, but I'm not really interested in selling. So thank you very much. A few days pass and that individual again visits the neighborhood and he can't find anything to buy. So he approaches the same individual and says, listen, you have a 2-story house. What about if you sell me half your house? I'll pay you handsomely for it. I'll give you a great offer. It'll be something advantageous to you. The owner of the home says, well, basically the same thing, thank you, but I'm not interested in selling. And this process continues on for several days. Sell me a room, sell me a closet, sell me something. I really love this neighborhood. I want to feel like I have roots in this neighborhood. And so eventually what the prospective home buyer says is, listen, sell me 1 square inch of your home. I just want to, put a nail, hang up my hat, so to speak, so I can feel that I have some roots here. And so he gives the homeowner a very generous offer, and the homeowner thinks it's just a square inch, right? I mean, what harm could that do? And so he signs the papers and he agrees, and he's happy with his deal. And then about 3 o'clock in the morning, the individual who bought the square inch of real estate, if you will, comes into the door, starts hammering on the wall, and the homeowner is shocked. What's going on? There's a home invasion or something of that nature. So he gets up, and turns out that it's the individual that he had sold the 1 square inch real estate to. And he says, what's going on? And he said, no, I just wanted to, put my nail in, and I'm going to hang up my coat, and that's it. So, thank you very much. Good night. He leaves, and the homeowner is sort of scratching his head and basically goes back to bed. Well, the next night it happens again. 2, 3, 4 in the morning, the individual who has sold the small square inch to comes in, and he's making a lot of noise, and he's taking off the coat, and he's putting it back on, and the homeowner comes in, and he's like, "What's going on?" "Oh, no, it's okay. I'm just taking my coat, and just wanted to go out with that to do my errands, whatever he's doing at that time of the morning." And so the homeowner goes back to bed, and this continues over a process of time. He starts bringing in tools. He starts bringing in laundry that hasn't been, washed. It's stinky. It smells. And the homeowner is, in many ways, unable to bear it because the stench and the odor and the fact that he's coming in so late at night just to hang up his, 1 inch, square inch, whatever he can put on that. He's so irritated by that he eventually leaves, and he just can't take it anymore. The smell, the disturbances, and so forth. And so what Rabbi Baruch Gelman says is, in essence, this is very much like the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination. Evil inclination does something, little by little. It doesn't look for typically a very expansive temptation, if you will, something that people struggle with. It looks for that small entrance that people can, consider, it's not that big of a deal. I'll let it slide. And then from there, it begins to penetrate, if you will. The odor of it begins to engulf the individual. And the relation to Parashat Pinchas, and of course the previous parsha, was the issue of the women of Midian and how they approached the children of Israel. And we can just imagine that what they did, they didn't come up to them and say, hey, let's go worship other gods. I'm sure it was just a smile and just a wave. And then they began to talk, and we just happen to have some food. We just happen to have some wine. And things continue to develop until these individuals fall into idolatry and all the things that are associated with that. And what's interesting is that in the case of this last week's parsha, Parashat Pinchas, with the daughters of Zelophehad, we have sort of the opposite scenario, because they want a piece of the land of Israel. They don't know how much they're going to get. They don't know what their father was going to be entitled to, but they're like, hey, why should we be deprived of the fact, that my father didn't have any sons? Why should we be deprived of a stake in the land of Israel? And I think that's extremely important, because they don't know what that entails. They don't know what they will face in this new promised land, but they want their portion in holiness. They want their portion in Hashem, and they are not going to allow anybody, if you will, to deprive them of something that they believe they not simply desire, but that they deserve. They want to be close to Hashem and the promise that He has made. And I think that's very impressive because in many ways it's easy for us to, allow these small temptations to become bigger. But how many times do we do the reverse, and how much, effort do we put into fighting for that piece of kedusha, that piece of holiness? And I think that should be something that we all aspire to in our daily lives.